I call this hearing to order. I'd like to, first of all, thank everybody coming to our new place, our new home here. Ranking Member Thorntonberry was saying that the folks here that has the column in the way that your tickets will be discounted and you'll pick up that discount at the door as you leave. Today the committee will examine small business administration and Veterans Corporation efforts to provide entrepreneurial development assistance. In times of economic instability, new businesses opportunities are critical sources of growth of our nation's productivity, employment, and innovation. However, with tightened credit conditions, the rising healthcare and energy prices, small businesses face an increasingly tough economic environment. For them to remain competitive, they need to access and up-to-date information, business training, and marketing advice. This hearing will evaluate SBA and Veterans Corporation's initiatives and determine what needs to be done to make sure that they meet the needs of today's entrepreneurs. This program develops services across a wide range of economic sectors, providing significant returns on investment. A particularly remarkable example of Women's Business Centers program, which has demonstrated a 15-to-1 return on federal expenditures. This is occurring during a time when diminishing resources, capital, and poor agency management practices are holding these initiatives back. If we could overcome such problems, think of what that could mean for America's entrepreneurs. For many SBA programs, providing the framework for success. Demand for these services has risen while capacity has not kept pace. In fact, consulting hours are declining. It is important to find ways to reverse these trends, and to provide tomorrow's business owners with the support that they need. The committee will also look more broadly at what the SBA is doing to improve these initiatives. One of these proposals is the Emerging 200 program, which focuses on inner-city businesses. An important point to examine is how the program's cost compares to existing SBA initiatives. We need to make sure that the taxpayers are getting the best bang for their buck and that these monies couldn't be better spent elsewhere. One of the most important up-and-coming entrepreneur sectors is veterans. For the 600,000 troops returning from Iraq and Afghanistan, business ownership is a viable option. To make this a reality, they need the tools to start up and grow. Unfortunately, 1/3 of the veterans have no knowledge of these programs, targeting to them to promote entrepreneurship. We have to find ways to increase outreach efforts to make more returning servicemen and women that they too can become entrepreneurs. The Entrepreneurship program can provide new opportunities and vital training. With the economics facing substantial challenges, these initiatives should be a top priority for lawmakers, practitioners, and small business owners. This committee has spent a great deal of its time to improve these programs, and recently 2 bills became law. For 400,000 Americans who each month take the brave step in starting a new business, we must be certain that they can succeed. Our nation and our local communities will successfully benefit from the growth and business creation. I want to thank the witnesses for the testimony today, and I now recognize the ranking member, Mr. Fortenberry, for his opening statements.
Thank you, Chairman Schuler, for holding this hearing on our entrepreneurial development programs and outreach as well, and welcome to our guests. I hope you're all friends, given the tight quarters here, or you will soon be, I guess. We are here, as the chairman mentioned, to offer oversight of the SBA's entrepreneurial development programs, and I am hopeful that this hearing demonstrates to entrepreneurs that Congress is very attentive to their needs as the nation's primary job creators. Today's hearing affords us a unique opportunity to examine some success stories, as well as potential areas of improvement of the federal government's efforts to assist entrepreneurs. The vast majority of potential entrepreneurs, as well as the 28 million small business owners in the country, do not have the financial resources to hire management consultants or business advisors. Nevertheless, these people face numerous operational issues, such as finding financing, developing marketing plans, handling production, and complying with a myriad of local, state, and federal regulation. Many of the programs we oversee on the Small Business Committee are designed to assist already established businesses. So I'm pleased and excited to be a part of playing a role to assist small business entrepreneurs and startups. The spirit of entrepreneurship does need nurturing in our country, and to that end, Congress has authorized a wide variety of programs to assist small business owners and budding entrepreneurs. The SBA's entrepreneur development programs operate in tandem with a number of other business outreach programs operated by other federal agencies, as we all know, such as the Department of Commerce and the Department of Agriculture. Some are designed to provide advice to small business, such as the Department of Commerce's trade assistance programs. Others offer assistance to specific groups, such as the Center for Veterans Enterprise at the Department of Veterans Affairs, as the chairman alluded to. As with any government program, oversight is very critical for these programs. Mr. Schuler's briefing memorandum for this hearing did a superb job of highlighting some of the specific issues to be addressed in each of these programs under review today. These programs must be closely coordinated to ensure a maximum level of flexibility for our nation's entrepreneurs so that these small business owners do not encounter a patchwork that is confusing when they approach the government for assistance. The need for better coordination and efficiency led Chairman Schuler and I last year to direct the Government Accountability Office to examine how the SBA's programs can be better coordinated with those at the Department of Agriculture. The results of that review should help the SBA do a better job of coordinating its disparate outreach efforts so that entrepreneurs in rural America will have access to the best resources and expertise when they interact with the government. Again, thank you all to our witnesses for taking your time out today and providing valuable insights. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Fortenberry, for your testimony. I ask unanimous consent that the record be open for 5 days for members to submit their statements. Hearing no objection, so ordered. Our first witness today is Anoop Prakash, Associate Administrator for Entrepreneurial Development for the U.S. Business Administration. In his capacity, he managed the SBA's Technical Assistance Program, providing training and business consulting to small business clients. Mr. Prakash, thank you so much. You have 5 minutes for your testimony.
Chairman Schuler, thank you for having me. Distinguished members of the committee, we appreciate the invitation to share with you the important work of the Office of Entrepreneurial Development. I'm Anoop Prakash, the Associate Administrator for the Office of Entrepreneurial Development. Now, our mission is to help entrepreneurs start, grow, and succeed by providing a nationwide network of resources, both for training and counseling, through a physical network of resource partners as well as through our online training resources. In fiscal year 2007, our portfolio of programs counseled and trained over 1.4 million entrepreneurs. And we serve our clients primarily through our 3 resource partners, the Small Business Development Centers, the Women's Business Centers, and the SCORE Network, who are all well represented with me here today on the panel. We also serve them through our Small Business Training Network, which is our online training platform. Today, I would like to focus on the strategic direction our office has been taking over the past year and will continue to pursue through fiscal year 2008. We've been focused on 3 core areas to improve our program management and further impact economic development across the country. Our first area of focus is to accelerate delivery of SBA products and services into underserved markets. And the agency activities in this area fall into 3 broad categories. First and foremost is improvement of entrepreneurial literacy and technical assistance in the inner cities. Our first pilot has been a collaboration between the New York SBA District Office, the New York Small Business Development Center, and New York SCORE chapters to deliver training and counseling to Operation Hope's Center in Harlem, New York. At last report, we're on pace to double the number of entrepreneurs counseled and trained in that community and hope to seed more collaborations in 2008. Our second area of focus for the underserved is to improve access to capital in underserved communities through improved lending processes and loan products. You've heard from my colleagues in the past about Rural Lender Advantage. That is just one example of the programs we're putting into place. And lastly, we have created an inner-city training program called the SBA Emerging 200. This program will provide intensive growth-oriented training to in-business emerging inner-city companies. The goal is sustained job creation by focusing on companies with the highest potential for growth in the most economically distressed communities. We currently have limited coverage in the inner city with our current partners and resources, and it's important that we work with the companies that are emerging in those areas. It's important to note that the Emerging 200 initiative is not duplicative of current ED programs because of the current coverage. Current programs serve entrepreneurs at every stage of business development. They also cover very large geographic areas statewide, and they reach out broadly to minority women and veteran entrepreneurs. The Emerging 200 initiative is targeted 200 inner-city companies with established revenue in business that have high potential to grow and create jobs in the communities that have lost the most jobs. Our second major area of improvement in ED is the quality of customer service for our grantees. We have completed two major projects in this area. First, we have re-engineered the Small Business Development Center financial exam process, and we've also streamlined the Women's Business Center operations and the program announcement. In both cases, we have received extremely positive feedback from the center directors and our clients and are committed to continuously improving in these areas. The goals across all of these continuous improvement activities is to make sure our compliance and risk management responsibilities are met, but we are taking a practical and proportionate approach in terms of, so we allow our grant recipients to spend more time doing what they do best, which is to serve entrepreneurs. Our third area of focus is to increase investment in our online assessment and training tools. As you might imagine, the increase in demand for online training and assessment tools has spiked dramatically. We are currently seeing about 1/4 of all clients coming through to SBA and through to our training and counseling programs coming online. And we would probably expect to see about 1/3 by the end of countdown. By the end of 08, we'll probably see fully a third of our training and counseling numbers coming through our training network or those of our partners that are online. The courses are available to anyone free of charge, and on average, we're seeing 1,200 entrepreneurs a day coming to our site and the training, and we're continuing to invest there. One additional area I would like to touch upon is our focused outreach to veterans. As a former Marine and veteran, I'm passionate about serving both past and present members of our armed forces and their families. ED Resource Partners do a tremendous job of reaching veterans through their counseling and training programs. One contributing factor to our resource partners' success is that several of our Veterans Business Outreach Centers are co-located with some of the larger state veteran populations and with our SBDC programs. Those are in Texas, New York, and Florida. Last year, ED and our resource partners served over 64,000 veterans, and 7,383 were service disabled. Chairman Schuler, it's a sincere privilege for me to be here and tell you about the important work and to work alongside such great professionals that I have here next to me who are working on behalf of America's entrepreneurs. Thank you, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back and we have a procedural vote, I think, on the House floor. So we'll just recess for now. We'll be back in about 20 minutes. So we apologize for that, but we have to do our duties as well. Yeah.